A 22-foot dinosaur, built in a lab, smart enough to hide from thermal cameras, and hungry enough to hunt anything that moves. That's the attraction, a multi-billion-dollar theme park just unleashed on 20,000 paying guests. Welcome to Jurassic World. And by the end of today, this place is going to look nothing like a family vacation spot. We open on 2 eggs cracking open inside a private lab. What hatches isn't natural, it's a hybrid, stitched together from the DNA of multiple species. Its name is Indominus Rex, and it hasn't even grown up yet. This is the world of Jurassic World, a fully operational theme park built on Isla Nublar, where cloned dinosaurs live behind reinforced glass, and kids ride around on baby triceratops, like it's just another day at the zoo. 2 brothers, Zach and Gray, are headed there right now. Their parents are shipping them off for a Christmas vacation, and the boys couldn't be more excited. When their ferry pulls into the island, they're expecting their Aunt Claire, the park's operations manager, to be waiting for them. She's not. Claire's swamped with work, so she sends her assistant Zara to pick them up instead. Zara gets them settled into their room and hands them VIP passes. Your aunt wants you 2 to ride everything. Gray's practically vibrating with excitement. Come on, he tells his brother, we are not wasting a single minute of this. Meanwhile, Claire is walking the park's investors through the numbers. When this place opened, we had 8 species. Now we've got 20, 14 herbivores, 6 carnivores, and attendance keeps climbing every year. But there's a catch, and she doesn't hide it. Kids look at a stegosaurus the same way they'd look at an elephant at the zoo now. Dinosaurs stopped being scary. People want bigger, scarier. So our genetics team built something new. That's when Dr. Henry Wu steps in. We call her Indominus Rex. Full grown, she'll hit 50 feet. Bigger than a T-Rex. The investors love it. More danger means more ticket sales. Back with the boys, Zara takes them to the Innovation Center, where Claire finally shows up to see her nephews, for the first time in years. Gray lights up the second he sees her. Claire looks at Zach and says, half laughing, last time I saw you, you were this tall. Then she hands them meal vouchers and breaks the bad news. She can't join them today. Zara's got you covered, I promise. Tomorrow, I'll take you into the control room myself. The boys try not to look too disappointed. Right then, a helicopter touches down, piloted by Simon Masrani, the park's owner. He's recently gotten his pilot's license, and it shows. He's clearly still shaky in the air. Claire climbs in anyway, because he wants to see the new dinosaur for himself. Mid-flight, she brings up something uncomfortable. The marketing team wants to cut costs. Masrani shuts that down immediately. The last owner of this place had one wish, he tells her, that I keep it running the way he intended. Never once did he talk to me about profit margins. This park exists to remind people how small we really are. Let's not lose sight of that. They land at Indominus's enclosure, where construction still isn't finished. We're raising the walls higher, Claire explains. She's bigger than anything we've built for before. When Claire finally shows him the animal itself, Masrani is stunned by one detail. She's completely white. She can sense thermal radiation, and we built a second Indominus as a sibling for her. She killed it, ate it. Masrani doesn't like what he's hearing. I don't think that enclosure is secure enough. There's a man in our research program, Owen. He knows these animals better than anyone we've got. I want him brought in on this. Cut to Owen Grady, a former Navy officer, now working for InGen's security division, specifically training velociraptors. These are some of the smartest predators on the island, and InGen wants to know one thing. Can raptors actually follow commands? Because if they can, there's a much bigger use for them than a theme park exhibit. Owen's already made real progress with 4 raptors: Charlie, Echo, Delta, and Blue. His buddy Barry watches proudly as Owen works the pack. That's when Vic Hoskins shows up, the head of InGen's private security division, and a man who's never once seen these animals as anything but weapons. You've got them following your orders. Now we take it to the field. These are wild animals. We are not letting them loose anywhere. Hoskins doesn't back down. We lose soldiers by the thousands overseas. Drones get hacked. Technology fails. These animals don't. This is the future of warfare, whether you like it or not. You don't understand the first thing about these animals, Owen shoots back. Maybe not. But one day, they're going into the field, with or without you. Right on cue, a new employee slips and falls into the raptor pen. The pack moves in fast. Owen doesn't think twice. He vaults the fence and gets between them and the worker, ignoring Barry's warning to stay back. Guards raise their weapons, but Owen waves them off. If you shoot now, they'll never trust me again. Barry drags the worker to safety, while Owen faces down all 4 raptors alone, ordering them back. And somehow, it works. He backs out slowly. Barry slams the gate shut behind him just in time. Back in the park, Gray and Zach are living their best day, riding everything, watching the dinosaurs, completely ignoring Zara, who's too glued to her phone to notice they've slipped away. The brothers head straight for the T-Rex kingdom to catch feeding time. That's when Zach's mom calls, worried sick that Claire isn't with them. She immediately calls her sister. "I sent my boys to you for vacation," clearly upset, "and you're not even with them." Claire promises. Tomorrow, she's clearing her whole schedule for them. Then she heads straight to Owen's place. They know each other. They went on one very awkward date a while back that went nowhere. "I need you to come with me. We built something new. Masrani wants your opinion on the enclosure. You're the guy who can actually control these animals." Owen corrects her immediately. "I don't control them. What I've got with those raptors is a relationship. It goes both ways." She brings him to the Indominus pen anyway. "We started pre-selling tickets months ago. Every year, this place needs something new, or people stop coming." She has moss dropped into the enclosure, so Owen can actually see the animal. He asks about her genetic makeup. Her base genome is T-Rex. The rest is classified. She's been in that enclosure alone since the day she was created. Owen doesn't hold back. Animals raised in isolation don't grow up normal. They get aggressive, unstable. Your raptors were born in captivity too, Claire points out. They've got each other. They grew up as a family. I've got a relationship with them. This thing's only relationship is with the crane that drops her food in. Claire checks the thermal readout. Nothing. No signature at all. Owen spots claw marks scraped across the enclosure walls, and it hits both of them at the same time. She's gone. We tagged her with a tracker, panicking, and rushes to the control room to check it. Owen heads into the enclosure itself with a security guard, and what he finds stops him cold. Claw marks running the entire height of a 40-foot wall. There's no way she climbed out. In the control room, Claire calls a technician named Lowry to pull up the tracker's signal. She's still inside the pen, he tells her. That's when it clicks. This was never an escape. Indominus can mask her own thermal signature. She's been hiding in plain sight the entire time. Over the radio, a woman in the control center urgently orders everyone to get out, warning them that she's still inside. But it's already too late. Owen starts running as Indominus appears out of nowhere and grabs a worker mid-sprint. The guard scrambles for the exit and yanks the gate open. Owen makes a break for the same gate, but Indominus is already tearing through the fence behind him. He dives under a truck. The guard hides behind a van, but she catches his scent instantly and rips the truck aside to get to him. Terrified, Owen slices open a nearby oil line and douses himself in it, masking his own scent just enough to slip away unnoticed. Indominus moves on, completely free now, and back in the control room, everyone realizes exactly how bad this is about to get. An employee named Vivian starts to broadcast a park-wide warning, but Masrani shuts it down immediately. "We handle this quietly. That's the only way this park survives today." A tactical team is sent out to hunt her down, while completely unaware of just how outmatched they are. Meanwhile, Zach and Gray are living in blissful ignorance, riding out to see the Mosasaurus get fed, the massive marine reptile that swallows an entire shark in one bite, while a crowd cheers. Back in the control room, Owen storms in and lets Claire have it for sending a team in blind. But it's already too late to call them back. And when the strike team reaches the tracker's last known coordinates, they realize Indominus removed the tracking chip from her own body. She knew exactly where it was implanted. Then she reappears because she can also shift her skin tone to blend into her surroundings and kills an officer instantly. The rest of the team opens fire, but she picks them off one by one. In the control room, Owen doesn't mince words. "This isn't a dinosaur anymore. She's killing people. We need to put her down." Claire refuses to authorize it. With roughly 21,000 guests on the island, she orders the entire northern sector of the park sealed off. Gray and Zach, meanwhile, are cruising through the jungle in a gyrosphere, a clear rolling ball with a built-in force field that lets guests get up close to the dinosaurs. They start noticing every animal around them fleeing in the same direction, with no idea why. Claire, growing frantic, calls Zara, who admits she's lost track of the boys completely. Claire gets Zach on the phone just long enough to hear, "We're in a gyrosphere," before the call drops. She orders Vivian to send a search team, but everyone's already stretched too thin. So Claire makes the call herself. She finds Owen and asks him straight up, "My nephews are out there. I need your help finding them." He doesn't hesitate. Deep in a restricted zone, the boys roll straight into a paddock full of Ankylosaurus, right as Indominus shows up and starts tearing through them. The chaos cracks their gyrosphere wide open, killing the force field, and now she can see them clearly. She lunges. Zach manages to unbuckle both seatbelts just in time, and the boys tumble out and run for their lives, straight into a waterfall, diving in to mask their scent, and finally lose her. Claire and Owen, meanwhile, find something worse. A brontosaurus, mortally wounded, dying right in front of them. Owen tries to comfort the animal as it takes its last breath. When they push further, they find an entire herd slaughtered. Indominus wasn't just escaping, she was testing exactly how dangerous she could be. They find the wrecked gyrosphere, and Claire's heart sinks until Owen spots small footprints leading toward the waterfall. They made it. Claire immediately starts shouting for the boys, but Owen stops her cold. "You keep yelling like that, you're going to lead that thing straight to us. We have to stay quiet. Go back. I'll find them." Not a chance. "We're doing this together." Zach and Gray, still trekking through the jungle, stumble across the original Jurassic Park Visitor Center, abandoned, decayed, and pitch black inside. They light a torch and find a rusted-out 1992 Jeep Wrangler still sitting in the garage. Working together, the brothers start trying to get it running. Back in the control room, Masrani, Vivian, and Lowry are tracking Indominus's movements as guests are gathered for evacuation. She's heading straight for the crowd, her thermal sense guiding her right to them. That's when Hoskins steps in. "I've spent 2 years developing that Raptor program," he tells Masrani. "Let us hunt her down." Masrani reminds him the Raptor program was only ever meant to test intelligence, not combat readiness. "What we learned," Hoskins counters, "is that raptors follow orders. Let us use that." Masrani refuses outright. No raptor leaves that pen. Hoskins pushes back hard. "There are 20,000 people on this island, and that thing isn't leaving a single one of them alive." Masrani ends the argument himself. "Then I'll take her down personally." He grabs a chopper and heads out with a team of his own. Meanwhile, the boys finally get the old Jeep running and head south through the park, cheering. Owen and Claire hear the engine and rush toward the sound, but the boys are already gone. As Owen tries to hotwire a second vehicle, Indominus finds them by scent. They dive for cover, but she circles around and attacks from another angle. They barely escape. Hearing Masrani's helicopter overhead, Indominus abandons the chase and heads that way instead. Claire radios Lowry. Indominus is somewhere between the old park and the paddocks, and the strike team needs to move now, but they're already too late. Gunfire rains down on Indominus, and she dives for cover, straight into the pterosaur enclosure, sending the flying reptiles scattering. Masrani tries to pull his chopper up and out, but the panicked pterosaurs slam into the aircraft and bring it down. Masrani doesn't make it. Claire and Owen watch it happen from a distance, horrified, and now an entire flock of airborne predators is heading directly toward the crowded park. Zach and Gray finally make it back to the main park. Zara calls Claire the second she spots them, and Claire and Owen race that way too. Guests are still being held for evacuation, confused and frightened after hours of waiting, right as the pterosaurs descend on the crowd, snatching people out of the open. Zara herself gets grabbed mid-run, until the Mosasaurus explodes out of the lagoon and swallows both her and the pterosaur whole. The boys watch, horrified, and bolt. Owen and a team of guards move in with tranquilizer rifles, dropping the flying predators one by one, including one closing in on Zach and Gray, saving their lives at the last second. One more pterosaur lunges at Owen, and Claire takes it down herself, stunning him. He kisses her right there. Claire sees Zach and Gray running toward her, safe, and finally breaks down with relief. With Masrani gone, Hoskins seizes control of the crisis. His plan: use the raptors, the real trained ones, to hunt and kill Indominus before she reaches any more guests. Lowry breaks the news to Claire that the board has already handed emergency response over to InGen's private security division. When Owen finds out, he storms into his own facility.
Arrive! Oh!
Get out and stay away from my raptors. Hoskins doesn't back down. We can save every single person on this island using those animals. And when we do, the story that goes around the world isn't Jurassic World failed. It's those raptors saved everyone. Owen reluctantly agrees. He gives all 4 raptors a scrap of Indominus's DNA to scent, and they take off like lightning, with Owen and Barry riding alongside them. Every camera mounted on the pack feeds straight back to the control room. Claire loads the boys into a truck to keep them safe. Gray's terrified, but Zach steadies him. "I'm your brother. I've got you, no matter what." The raptors lead the team straight to Indominus's hiding spot. Everyone takes position. When she finally emerges, something strange happens. The raptors start communicating with her instead of attacking. Barry realizes immediately something's wrong. That's when Owen puts it together. Indominus wasn't just built from T-Rex DNA. Part of her genome is Velociraptor. That's why she's not just massive, she's just as intelligent as the pack hunting her. And in seconds, all 4 raptors turn and side with her instead. Hoskins gives the order to fire. Bullets rip into Indominus, and she goes down, but she's back on her feet almost instantly and flees. The raptors scatter and ambush the strike team from the shadows, and the soldiers break and run. Owen tries to pull out too, but spots Barry trapped in a hollowed-out log, with Blue closing in. Owen calls out to Blue directly, redirecting her attention long enough for Barry to escape. A wounded guard warns Claire's group to get out, right as the raptors descend on him. Claire floors the truck, but the pack keeps pace. Zack and Gray start throwing whatever they can find out the back to slow them down, while Claire uses the truck itself to knock a few off course. They barely gain any distance before Owen tears after them on his motorcycle. Meanwhile, Hoskins calls Dr. Wu directly. The mission's a failure. I need every sample and embryo out of that lab before this gets out. Wu starts packing up immediately as the park begins a full evacuation. Owen, Claire, and the boys make their way toward the control room, hoping to catch a helicopter out. Claire notices the lab being cleared out completely and confronts Hoskins about it. Specifically, what happened to Dr. Wu. He works for us. We got him out safely. That's when Blue appears out of nowhere and kills him instantly. Owen grabs Claire and the boys and tries to run, but the rest of the pack surrounds them, now fully loyal to Indominus. Owen tries reasoning with them, reminding them of everything they've built together, and for a moment, it works. They start to turn back toward him. Then Indominus arrives and orders them to attack anyway. The raptors refuse until she turns on Blue directly, throwing her aside, and the rest of the pack finally rallies to fight back against their own creator. Claire and the boys duck into a nearby gift shop for cover, while Owen keeps firing at Indominus from a distance. That's when Gray has the idea that changes everything. We need something with more teeth, he tells Claire. That's the only thing that can stop her. Claire understands immediately. She heads for the T-Rex enclosure, telling everyone to stay put, and calls Lowry to open the gate. Using a flare, she lures the T-Rex out and sprints ahead of it, leading the animal directly toward Indominus. The fight that follows is brutal. Indominus has the clear advantage at first, slamming the T-Rex to the ground, until Blue reappears and joins the fight, tearing into Indominus from the side. With Blue's help, the T-Rex turns the tide, driving Indominus back toward the water's edge. That's when the Mosasaurus erupts from the lagoon one final time, clamps down on Indominus, and drags her under. She doesn't come back up. The T-Rex roars and retreats to its own territory. Blue looks at Owen one last time before disappearing into the trees. Down in the control room, Lowry finally steps away from his station. It's over. In the aftermath, every surviving guest is safely evacuated. Zack and Gray's parents arrive to take them home, and the reunion is everything the boys needed after the day they just had. Owen and Claire decide there's no version of this story where they walk away from each other. They leave the island together, closer than they've ever been, standing in the wreckage of a theme park that promised safety and delivered chaos instead. And that's how Jurassic World comes to a close, not with a park reopening, but with a lesson nobody there will ever forget.